Okay, time to do some other types of systems word problems. I'm going to pick a couple of very simple, I'm thinking of a number type problems. I'm going to pick number 1 and 2 from the 4.3 exercise set. So number 1 says, it states, the sum of two numbers is negative 42. And the first number minus the second is 52. What are the numbers? Okay, so we have two statements. We have a statement of a sum that equals negative 42, and we have a statement of a subtraction problem. First number minus the second is 52. So give those a try, pause the video, see if you can set them up, and then unpause it and you'll see how I set them up. Okay, if you're back from the pausing, I'll set them up. So the sum of the numbers is negative 42. So x plus y equals negative 42. And then if we decide x is the larger number, or the first number, we can say first number, x minus y equals 52. And then we can solve it. We can add them together, we can subtract to get rid of y, or we can subtract them and get rid of x. I'll let you work that out. But now, especially since you have an answer key for this, but now I'm going to ask you to pause and try doing the setup for number 2, which says the difference between two numbers is 11. Twice the smaller plus 3 times the larger is 123. What are the numbers? So go ahead and pause it and see if you can set these up. And assuming you're back from pausing and you've set them up, I'll show you what I came up with. So the difference between two numbers is 11. That is a straightforward subtraction problem. So x minus y equals 11. So the difference between two numbers is 11. I've expressed that in equation form. The second equation is slightly more complicated, but not that bad. Twice the smaller number plus 3 times the larger is 123. They've told us we're doubling the smaller number and we're tripling the larger, and we're getting 123. The place a lot of people get stuck here is they say, but which one is the smaller number? Well, if we go back to our difference, we've identified the smaller number as probably y, since x minus y equals 11. And 11 is a positive number. If you subtract two numbers and you get a positive answer, the number you subtracted, in this case y, is the smaller number. So we're going to say the smaller number is y, so twice the smaller number, so 2y. And I'm going to keep these in order. It's a sum, so it's interesting. So it's going to be 3 times the larger, so 3x plus, okay, and that's going to equal 123. So there you have your two equations. We have twice the smaller number plus 3 times the larger number equals 123. Took a little bit of thinking through to figure out which one needed to be the smaller number and which one needed to be the larger number. But since x minus y equals a positive answer, the smaller number needs to be the number that's being subtracted. I'll let you go ahead and solve each of these. I'm going to ask you to pause, and I'm going to solve them after the pause. Okay, if you're back from pausing, I'm going to go ahead and solve these. I'm going to solve number 1. If I add them together, I get 2x equals negative 42 plus positive 52, which is 10. So I divide both by 2, and x equals 5. And then I can go back and I can plug 5 in and figure out what y is, or I can use elimination and I can subtract the two equations. The x's go away when I subtract, and I get 2y equals negative, okay, it's going to be negative 42 minus 52, so that's negative 94, and I'll divide both sides by 2, and y will equal, it's negative Now 94 divided by 2 is going to be 47, so it's negative 47. I could have gotten that also by substituting as well. If you'd like to see me do that, I can certainly do that. So once I got one of the answers, I'll actually use this one. Once I got one of my answers, I got x equals 5. I can replace x with 5. 5 plus y equals negative 42. To get rid of addition, I subtract 5 from both sides. Oops, minus 5. And then I've got y equals negative 42 minus 5, which is negative 47. Same answer that we had before, so that's good. Now I'll go ahead and solve this one. In this case, I'm going to want to get coefficients so they're the same. So I can either get a 3x or get a negative 2y. So I'm going to multiply everything by 3. And when I do that, I can subtract the two equations. The x's will go away. I'll have 5y equals 123 minus 33, which is 90. So I divide both sides by 5. And y equals 18. Okay, now I can use the elimination method once again. Copy these over. Okay, I've got my two equations. This time I'm going to double both equations. Double the top one, I should say, so that I'm only doubling the x minus y equals 11. So I get 2x minus 2y equals 22. I now have opposite coefficients, so I'm going to add them. So I get 5x, 2y, negative 2y add up to nothing, equals 145. I'm going to divide both sides by 5, and x equals 29. So my numbers are 18 and 29. I can test those out. I can say x minus y equals 11. Let's see if that's true. So I do 29 minus 18, and that does equal 11. If I also I plug it in here, I do 3 times 29 plus 2 times 18. Does that equal 123? So let's work that out. 3 times 9 is 27. I have to carry that 2. So 3 times 20 is 60. 60 plus 20 is 80. So 3 times 27 is 87. 23 times 29 is 87. And then I'm going to add 2 times 18, which is 36. And let's see if I get 123. 6 plus 7 is 13. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 with the carried 1 gets me to 12. So I've got 123. It works in both cases. I hope that helped. And give a try on some of the other I'm thinking of a number problems now.